Friend of the channel, Keith, sent me a big box full of Flesh and Blood bulk, and he said he did so to entice me to make more Flesh and Blood content. So we're going to have a look at what's in this box that he sent me, and while I talk about bulk prices and things. Welcome back to TCG Bulk Kings, where every card has value. You know that I've dipped my toes in a bit into the Flesh and Blood bulk market. This looks like, at least on top, we're looking at all Tales of Aria First Edition. That's cool. I don't have any of that. So yeah, the Flesh and Blood bulk market is a bit wild. I'm used to Magic and Pokemon, where those games have been around for a long time, and they have a bulk market that's well established. Whatever I may think about the prices for bulk Magic and bulk Pokemon, whether I think they're too high or too low, the market is the market. I don't set the prices. The prices move up and down, but it's an established market. Flesh and Blood, on the other hand, is a new game. It's going into its third year. It's made it past 2 years. It's not as firmly established in the public's eye as Magic or Pokemon. There's certainly a lot of people making a lot of noise on the top end of the market, or on the collector's end of the market, in the sealed market. Now it looks like Flesh and Blood is making a transition into a more established player's game that's not going to disappear after 2 years, provided that Legend Story Studios doesn't mess something up to majorly devalue the brand in the eyes of the player base. It really looks like it's going to be here to stay. All that being said, there doesn't seem to be anyone posting public buy prices for bulk. I know. I've looked. I've looked and looked and looked. Part of what I want to do as for my channel and for my business is to provide you guys information about bulk prices. I'm in the Magic and Pokemon market, so I compiled a list of all the websites I could find with posted rates at which they buy bulk cards. Partly because I want the market to be as transparent as possible, and partly because I want a piece of that market too. You know, my prices are posted up right next to everybody else's. You can check all that out at tcgbulkkings.com. I'll put a link to that below, and you just click on Buy List tool up in the top right menu, and that'll take you right to that comparison page. Still all Tales of Aria First Edition, which is great. Love me some First Edition. All the First Edition I own, I have put in this box so far. As you can see, this is a crap ton of cards. Usually you can fit about 7,000 cards into a priority flat rate large box. A little extra piece of information there. When Legend Story Studios started announcing that they're putting older Unlimited sets out of print, I knew I wanted to settle on a price for buying Flesh and Blood bulk. I didn't want all of it to dry up before I could get my hands on it. I definitely wanted to have a public price out there, and I wanted to compile a list of other places that are also purchasing bulk so that the market can have a floor, it can stabilize, it can have all the information available to as many people as possible. But, like I said, there doesn't seem to be anybody publicly buying Flesh and Blood bulk. I found one website out of the UK, someone who was buying, but every time I've looked in the last few months, it shows they are not currently buying. So there may be merchandise changing hands in private groups or local sales or things like that. Ooh, we got a rare. I didn't realize there was going to be rares mixed in with this. This is awesome. That's Rites of Lightning, just for the record. Yeah, as far as I can tell, other than that website, I haven't been able to find any websites with any public intent to buy bulk Flesh and Blood cards. And they haven't been buying in 6 months. So, yeah, I was completely surprised by that. I figured there was at least some places that were buying the bulk cards. All these people are opening all these boxes to chase the majestic foils, the cold foils, and there's lots of, players opening boxes to play the game. I know the bulk is out there. I'm, literally swimming in it. So I figured there was at least some places who would be buying it up and flipping it, or being okay to hold if they don't sell, because this game isn't going away. It's not like it's likely to drop in value. Worst case, you can resell the bulk as bulk, but there's not a public market for it. So I can't use that method to check the prices and check the market. So for me to set my own prices, the big brain work hasn't been done for me already, like it has been for Magic and for Pokemon. I have to look at the cards. I have to look at the prices of the cards now, where I think they're going to go, how it looks like the game is going to progress, etc., etc., etc. There's more risk because there's more thought that has to go into it from my end, but the reward is pretty high too. So here we go. For unlimited bulk, this is unlimited. I'm settling right now at $10 per thousand commons and tokens. 5 cents each for bulk rares, and 25 cents each for bulk majestics. I'm not interested really in buying and negotiating for individual cards. I'm not interested in trying to acquire foils and keeping that separate. But if you want to send me cards regardless of what they are, just based on the rarity, these are the prices that I'm willing to pay for unlimited from any set. I see lots move for more than that rate on eBay. A lot, so I'm pretty comfortable if I need to exit the position and sell the bulk out as bulk, I can get my money back one way or the other. Hopefully the market will establish itself going forward, so that's more viable or less risky going forward. The biggest risk I see with buying bulk isn't that it takes time or that it takes up space or anything like that. I'm already putting in the time and space for bulk in other games. The biggest risk is that Flesh and Blood dies as a game and the whole pile goes to zero. But that risk seems smaller and smaller every day. Not super concerned about that. Just more concerned about it being hard to move if I need to move it very quickly. For first edition, it's a little more complicated because the extraordinarily small print run for first edition Welcome to Wraith and first edition Arcane Rising. Those both are publicly posted on the Legend Story Studios website as having 400,000 booster packs printed, which is really not that much. So for first edition from those two sets, I'm setting my price at $50 per 1,000 cards at the common and token level. Rares at 25 cents each. I don't believe there are any first edition Majestics who could be considered bulk, so I'm not including them in my list at all. So yeah, these prices are more speculative than the others. I'm not seeing bulk lots of first edition Welcome to Wraith at all on eBay or anything like that. Again, they may be changing hands in private groups, but I'm still not seeing it. It's not public. I'm testing the waters at that price. If I get too much coming in or too big of sales, I can always just decrease the price. Or if I'm not getting anything at all, or I'm seeing it sell for higher elsewhere, then I can raise the price. It's easy to adjust. So I'm feeling pretty good about starting at that rate. Now for non-Welcome to Wraith and Arcane Rising sets, I'm going to step back from that because the print runs have certainly gone up. Crew was more than double the print run from WTR and ARC. And I expect Monarch was at least the same, if not more, than Crew. Tales of Aria is certainly more. So for first edition, I'm stepping back away from the $50 per thousand, going down to $20 per thousand on commons and tokens, 10 cents each for rares, and 50 cents for Majestics. This is a 2x premium on the unlimited pricing, so that seems pretty reasonable for now. It's first edition from a set being 2 times the unlimited edition. That seems to make sense. We'll see where we go from there. Again, it's easy to adjust. If there ends up not being hardly any premium worth it for first edition versus unlimited, if they end up being similar in print run, similar in liquidity, then I can always adjust that price down or make a distinction again between make another layer. Maybe Crew and Monarch are first edition are still a little more valuable than the unlimited, but it stops being that way after Tales of Aria or something. I don't know. Nobody knows. That's in the future, and this is completely speculative. But I at the moment, with the information I have now, I feel comfortable paying 2 cents a piece for first edition cards from a game that seems like it's going to be around for another 10 years, growing the whole time. I mean, these cards are likely to be desirable in the future by more people than desire them now. It seems hard to go wrong. So that pretty much wraps up my thinking on how I'm setting prices. My surprise that no one else is publicly setting prices like this. I don't know if everyone's afraid to be the first to pull the trigger, or if I'm just not seeing these public prices because for some reason Google's not picking them up and throwing them my way. So please, 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 if you know of or come to know of any website that has posted public bulk prices for Flesh and Blood, or for Magic or Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh for that matter, please let me know. You can comment below on this video. Feel free to send me an email at tcgbulkkings@gmail.com. And as always, if you want more content like this, just send me a box of cards, or simply hit me with a like or a subscribe and tell me what you liked in a comment. So till next video, looks like I've got a lot of sorting to do.